Adolf Hitler carefully curated his own image, reviewing photographs before they were released, and also ensuring that his candid and off-guard moments were not shown to his adoring public. Basically, any photo or film that showed the Führer as anything other than a stern leader or father of the nation was forbidden. This generally ensured he didn't end up looking like a bit of a Burke, which is something modern politicians and world leaders have singularly failed to follow. But since Hitler's death in 1945, some embarrassing, regrettable, or even downright hilarious images of Hitler have been published, often showing him in quite a different light from his public persona. We begin with photographs that Hitler specifically banned from any public consumption in the early 1930s. Why? Because they showed his knees. Hitler realized that looking like you are working a lamppost down at the docks isn't a good look for the leader of Germany. All agreed that the shots in the snow made him look more like a slightly suspicious scoutmaster than leader of Germany's largest political party. Hitler called these shots disgusting, and few would disagree with him, except perhaps Ernst Röhm, who often enjoyed an entirely different kind of party. Hitler also experimented with some interesting hats before settling on his famous visor cap. The SA kepi was tried out without success, as you can see here, and when he appeared in party uniform in the early 30s, he never wore this hat. Hitler loved cars, but when driving during the 1920s and early 30s, took to wearing this leather flying helmet. Either Hitler was bringing out his inner gimp, or he was going swimming fully clothed. Either way, this bizarre headgear was also worn when he was flying in a fully enclosed Junkers 52 airliner, also wearing a belted trench coat. And talking about trench coats, this particular piece of film where Hitler visits his old school in Austria shows him fiddling in a rather peculiar way with his coat. Again, this particular piece of film was never shown to the public for obvious reasons. However, the gimp hat did catch on with some other leaders. Complementing Hitler's knobbly knees were his teeth. Hitler was missing most of his teeth and wore extensive gold and enamel bridgework that would catch the sun like jaws when he smiled. Here Hitler does a passable impersonation of the Cheshire Cat, while in this photograph a wet and wild Hitler smiles for the camera. The only natural teeth in this photograph are the three bottom ones in the centre. And speaking of Cheshire Cats, Hitler was a well-known animal lover. The most important bitch in his life allegedly being Blondie, with Ava a strong second. But it's not so widely known that he was also a bird fancier. Here Hitler impersonates Long John Silver with a friendly starling. Other animals also attracted the Führer. Here a tiny squirrel nibbles on Hitler's nuts. He was even known on occasion to pet Ava Braun's hairy friend. After all that heavy petting, Hitler liked nothing more than a glass of lager. Well, not quite, but he wasn't the teetotaler history has made him out to be. Hitler would occasionally drink wine or beer, as seen here, before having an afternoon snooze, and not always at home. Here Hitler dozes off in his leather gimp helmet whilst being driven in his Mercedes. And talking about cars, Hitler was very enthusiastic about the Volkswagen Beetle, or the Bug to our American viewers, the people's car. Here Hitler takes Reichsführer SS Himmler for a ride. Being a bit of a speed freak, surprisingly Hitler didn't ski, even though his Obersalzberg private village was fully equipped for winter sports. Here, for example, we see Ava Braun hitting the slopes, and you can still ski here. However, his inner child couldn't resist sledding. I would pay good money for film of this. Hitler was apparently irresistible to women, a point that becomes quite obvious when shown this image. In fact, Big A often had to beat off the wild female fans with a stick, and they were not all German. This American harpy managed to penetrate Hitler's security at the 1936 Olympics to plant a big wet one on Uncle Adolf, much to his amusement. However, Hitler ordered that all images of this kiss be hidden from the public and Eva Braun.